We're gonna cheat death today.
This is Wilford Woodruff, who would later become the 4th president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This is actor Joel Edgerton, who'd better be playing Wilford Woodruff if there's ever a movie about him. But if there is a movie, I can't help but think it's gonna have to have some kind of Final Destination vibe, because Wilford's life was just one close call with death after the next.
You can't cheat death. There are no escapes.
Wilford was born in Connecticut in 1807 to Aphek and Beulah Woodruff. As a toddler, he fell into a cauldron of boiling water. In 1812, he fell down some stairs and broke his arm. In the same year, he fell off his uncle's porch and broke his other arm. In 1814, he broke his leg in a sawmill accident. In 1816, his cousin thought he was dead after falling 15 feet from a tree. In 1819, he nearly drowned, but was saved by a guy named Bacon.
I was almost drowned.
Not the Kevin variety.
A great hero named Kevin Bacon.
1820, almost froze to death in a blizzard. 1821, accidentally split open his foot with an axe.
So much good editing in these videos.
1823, thrown from a runaway horse. 1827, almost crushed by a water wheel. 1831, almost crushed by a flour mill. 1841, survived a shipwreck. 1843, survived a train wreck. 1846, crushed by a falling tree which broke 3 ribs, his breastbone, and caused internal injuries.
This is insane.
Guys, he's not even 40 years old yet, and I'm giving you the abridged version. 1848, survives another shipwreck.
This is what God does to the prophets.
1856, poisoned by an infected animal. 1859, severe lung fever. You get the point. The poor guy had a rough time, but at the end of the day, he credited divine providence for having survived and recovered from his various misfortunes.
I have been stabbed, shot, poisoned, frozen, hung, electrocuted, and burned.
Special today is blueberry waffles.
Now, let's back up, but stay tuned because I've got a surprise for you at the end. On December 29th, 1833, 26-year-old Wilford attended a public meeting where 2 Latter-day Saint missionaries were preaching. Wilford was what missionaries in my day would call a golden investigator. He later wrote,
I had been looking, praying, hungering, and thirsting to find some man on the face of the earth who had the priesthood and who could teach me the gospel. When I heard this sermon, I knew the voice. I knew the shepherd. I knew it was true.
He was baptized a couple of days later. He wrote,
The snow was about 3 feet deep. The day was cold, and the water was mixed with ice and snow. Yet I did not feel the cold.
In April of 1834, he moved to Kirtland, and in May, he was already
He's being figurative there.
trekking to relieve the persecuted saints in Missouri as part of Zion's camp.
Where he almost died.
No doubt. In 1837, he married Phoebe Carter in Kirtland. By the end of his life, Wilford will have had 10 wives, not all at the same time, and 34 children, 12 of whom did not live past childhood. In 1838, Wilford received a call to the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, which you can read about in D&C 118. Wilford was a powerful missionary. One book notes that 10 of Wilford Woodruff's first 15 years in the church were spent almost exclusively serving missions. One of my favorite stories from his life occurred in 1840 while Wilford was preaching in England. His meetings were drawing a significantly larger audience than the local parish, so the local clergyman sent the constable to one of the meetings to have Wilford arrested. After the meeting, Wilford was baptizing the constable. Wilford wrote,
The constable went to the clergyman and told him that if he wanted Mr. Woodruff taken for preaching the gospel, he must go himself and serve the writ, for he had heard him preach the only true gospel sermon he had ever listened to in his life. The clergyman did not know what to make of it, so he sent 2 clerks of the Church of England as spies to attend our meeting and find out what we did preach. They both were pricked in their hearts, received the word of the Lord gladly, and were baptized and confirmed members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The clergyman became alarmed and did not
It's just too strong, you guys.
anybody
This alone.
else.
When the Saints eventually moved west, Wilford was one of the first pioneers to enter the Salt Lake Valley with Brigham Young's advance group. If you visit the This is the Place monument in Salt Lake City, you'll see that the guy to the right of Brigham Young is Wilford Woodruff. Wilford witnessed just a massive chunk of early church history. He was there in Kirtland. He was there in Nauvoo. He was there on the Mormon Trail. He was there in Salt Lake City. The Salt Lake City Temple took 40 years to complete, and Wilford was there from beginning to end. And the cherry on top is that he left behind over 7,000 pages of journal entries that allow us to be a fly on the wall throughout early church history. After the death of President John Taylor in 1887, the Quorum of the 12 ran the church for a time, as was the custom, and Wilford became the next president in 1889. The next year, he issued the Manifesto of 1890, which aimed to put an end to new plural marriages in the church. He served as president of the church for 9 years before passing away in 1898 at 91 years old. Now, you've made it this far, so you deserve a special treat. Wilford Woodruff was the first president of the church to leave behind for us an audio recording of his voice. On March 19th, 1897, about 18 months before his death, Wilford Woodruff bore his testimony to a talking machine, which recorded his voice on a few hard wax cylinders. The full 4-minute recording is available online in the Church History catalog, but here's a snippet for you.
I bear my testimony that Judas Smith was a true prophet of God, or the of God, who laid the foundation of his church and executed the last picture taken out fullness of time. I bear my testimony that he clearly preached the 844 inaugural and for the Judas Smith call the 12 apostles together, and he delivered unto them all the key and power that God had bestowed upon him. Prophet Judas laid down his life for the word of God and testimony of Jesus Christ. He will be crowned as a martyr in the presence of God and the Lamb. This is my testimony put by myself into a talking machine on this the 90th day of March 897
Unbelievable.
in the 91st year of my age, Wilford Woodruff.
If you liked this video about Wilford Woodruff, you will love this video about his predecessor, John Taylor. Frankly, we don't talk about him enough. Go check it out.
Joseph Smith
And have
was a true prophet.
Great day.
Okay, great video.